Irene's weight has reached an all-time high. She likes to be happy all the time, and the only thing that brings her joy is when she eats. Sadly, that has done some serious damage to her body. She's 39 and has no idea what she weighs. Is she going to get better? Is this the end of the line? Let's find out. Irene starts her journey like this.
It's hard for me to do things because of my weight. So I rely on my family and friends to help me do what I have to do. Even with all the weight I have on me now, I'm still able to get around and do some basic things myself, like cleaning myself on my own still.
I'm sure you can see what I mean when I say that her eating habits have done so much damage to her body. Irene goes through so much pain and discomfort every morning when she tries to take a shower. The worst part is that she has to have a bath twice in a day because she can't clean all her body parts from one shower.
I had to move in with them because I wasn't able to take care of myself anymore. Usually it's my niece Mimi or my caretaker Cameo that has to help me more. I try to limit it to getting me what I need. But the reality is, I can't do it on my own sometimes. And once I get dressed, I still have to rest a bit. Because of how tired that makes me, I'm exhausted already.
Honestly, it's a good thing that she has family around her that's willing to help her through her situation. Imagine if she was all alone and she had to do all of this. Phew, I'm pretty sure she would have surrendered to her weight a long time ago.
Because when I have any of my favorite foods, all the hurt of me is taken away until the food is gone.
You ain't even offered me a piece of chicken.
Do you want a piece of chicken?
Nah, I don't want no chicken. I mean baked chicken. I'm trying to eat healthy for the kids,
You got your children, I don't have my children.
Irene.
I'm tired of crying, I'm tired of praying.
That has to be the cutest thing ever, right? Food might be doing a lot of damage to her body, but one thing we can't argue with is the fact that Irene's family knows her to spoil her and treat her like a baby. Now I wish I was part of her family.
And I think that's when I became depressed, And that's when I remember the start of my eating. But where it started was at church. Because my mom was a church woman, so she went to church every day of the week. And, there was always food at the church functions.
Man, that's a lot. Irene's eating problem started when she was very young. She always loved food as a kid, but her making food a coping mechanism started when her parents separated due to the fact that her dad would constantly turn her mom into a punching bag.
With me, because they always gave me food, Both my mom and my sister did, because with my mom, she took care of us. But she had to work hard to provide that life to me and my sister back then. My mom is from an island near South Africa called Mauritius. And because she always had to work, she gave me fast food to feed me and my sister.
Irene's childhood sounds like a total nightmare. She had the worst high school experience. She was always teased and bullied by her classmates because of her size. Poor Irene. Well, she was able to have boyfriends, so I guess it wasn't that bad.
To have his interest, even though my boyfriend was abusive, I stayed with him. And I got pregnant when I was 16 and had my son when I was 17. That's when I had Ja'Cory. But after I got pregnant and my boyfriend broke up with me, I was a single mother at 17. And with the pregnancy, I put on another 100 pounds.
I take back what I said about Irene having boyfriends. Apparently, she had a boyfriend when she was 16, and he was abusive in every way possible. She got pregnant for him, and when he found out, he broke up with her. Being a mother at that age has to be a lot to handle.
Hanging around the wrong people. That time was my lowest point because all my addictions led me to lose my kid. At that point, Ja'Cory was 18, and I had gone out on his own, and I had my 4 other kids. And someone had reported me because of my addictions. And so CPS came and took my 3 youngest.
Honestly, not a lot of people can survive what Irene went through as a teenager. As a mother, losing your kids because of an addiction has to be the worst thing ever. Thankfully, Irene got sober for her kids. Let's hope she can use that same energy to work on her eating problem.
Even when I'm full, I push myself to finish off the food that I have, to make sure it's all gone so no one will get it. So once I have what I want, I'm gonna eat it all no matter what. And I've never been able to change that, It's good. I did try a diet in the past, like eating salads and fruits, but I don't like how plain it all tastes. So I end up adding like bacon and stuff that I don't need, a whole lot of ranch, a whole lot of cheese.
Man, Irene needs to slow down. I mean, we understand that food is her happy place, but that's a lot of junk food. The sad part about her situation is that she knows it's not good for her body, but she just doesn't know how to stop, and that's the problem.
I'll be able to help me lose all the weight off me so I can get better for my kids and have a better life. I think I'm around 600 pounds, give or take.
Whenever you're ready.
And at that weight, I'm just not able to function like I need no more. Yeah, okay. I know that weight is unacceptable, and I'm ashamed I let it get as high as it is. But I'm ready to turn it around now.
To be honest, that's really all that matters. The fact that she wants to make a change shows that there's still some hope. Irene makes it to the hospital, and apparently she weighs over 600 pounds. She's heading to see the doc to know what her faith will be. Let's see how that goes.
This is instruction you need to go over and study to show you what you need to work on it. And this is one for you too. So you read this every day. And here's a list of food to avoid. So you read that every night, okay? What I'm worried about is that Irene could have a severely compromised pulmonary system.
Is it just me, or does that sound scary? Dr. Now says that he is worried that she might have a severely compromised pulmonary system. He wants to run some tests to make sure that she is all good before they proceed with how she's going to cut down on her weight. Let's just hope she's strong enough for what's ahead of her.
Promise I'm gonna try to make it taste
Okay,
like
cool.
something.
Because so far it has been going well. The tasting has been actually well, you know.
I know you're gonna like the meal, but I don't think you're gonna like the workout that's gonna come after. I'm gonna try to get you right this morning, all right?
Oh, cool. She wants me to get to her gym and work with her trainer too, but I haven't worked up where I'm comfortable with being in public like that. So I told her when I get to a better place.
And that's exactly what Irene needs. A friend that's going to stick by her side as she tries to lose weight for her surgery. Irene's friend has been by her side for 15 years, and she doesn't intend on leaving her anytime soon, especially when she has so much she needs to do with her weight.
I'm gonna hand you the ball, and every time you hand it back to me, I want you to give me a goal on why you wanna lose this weight, okay?
Okay.
It's very important. Here we go.
I want to be able to be with my children.
Okay.
I want to be a better me for myself.
Okay.
I want to be able to open my own business.
Girl,
and
go.
do what I need to do. I want to be able to.
Man, you just want to have a friend like that. Aside from eating, this is the only person who brings out Irene's happy side, and that's such a beautiful thing to see. Oh well, it's time for her second appointment with the doc. Let's see how that goes.
And I'm hoping it's enough to be able to move ahead and invest with Dr. Now and in his program today. But I know that it's only going to be possible if I have the result I'm supposed to today, where I lost 60 pounds. If I did that, then I have dropped from 603.
Ouch! That can't be real. Irene seemed to be doing so well. So what's going on? She makes it to the hospital for her second appointment, and the scale says that she lost only 5 pounds. How did they happen?
All right, then your goal is the same. Lose 60 pounds in 2 months. And if you do that, then we will move ahead with you and consider surgery.
I will try to do better, I promise, Dr. Now.
Okay, good. How are you doing with your exercises? Is your stamina improving?
No, my back is killing me, and I'm still struggling with being out of breath.
Then you're not really doing those like you should.
Well, she has been given a second chance to make things right. Dr. Now gives her another target that he wants her to achieve within the next 2 months. Hopefully she buckles up and gives it all she's got.
Weight loss surgery, so I can get closer to the better life I'm fighting to have.
It's the resistance band.
Okay, you say do what now?
Put it back how I had it at your feet.
Okay,
Just stretch your arms.
like this?
Yeah. Or you can do one at a time. Go bring it up.
So no matter what, from now to then, I'm working as hard as my body will let me.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Looks like Irene finally understands what it means to give it all it takes. She's been working out extremely hard, and this time around it feels like the results might be different. But first, let's see what the scale says.
Because I can't tell if I lost enough to have the results I need on the scale. And my last appointment, I only made it down to 598. And the goal I needed was to lose 60 pounds by now. So I need my number to be under 538 from the scale if I made it.
591.
Okay.
It's all right.
I obviously have a lot of disappointment with that progress amount.
At this point, I give up. It's like every time she tries to lose weight, it just blows up right in her face. One thing I know for sure is that Dr. Now is not going to be happy with her progress, and she is going to get some scolding.
Hi, Irene. How you doing?
I'm good considering.
How you holding up? You okay?
Yeah.
So how you been doing with your diet since we talked a couple of months ago?
I've been struggling. I don't think I made as much progress, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, we discussed my concern about that. Because as hard as it's been with everything going on, if you could justify eating junk food and you...
Shannon's life revolves around her bed. She wakes up every morning feeling hopeless, and she goes to bed also feeling hopeless. She hates her life because she's too big to do anything. She can get up now, and it takes a lot to be able to do that. At this point, it's as if she is waiting for her body to give up. Shannon's story starts like this.
All I do is I lay in bed, I sit, and I stare at these walls. I don't turn TV on anymore, hardly. I don't color anymore. I don't do anything that I used to do because it doesn't bring me joy anymore.
Seeing that Shannon has to go through all of this is heartbreaking. You can tell that she hates her life and wishes it didn't have to be like this. Every day she wakes up with a new type of pain. I'm just glad that she has a husband who loves and cares for her.
So Simon always has to be here with me, and I'm completely reliant on him.
Tell me what you want to eat for breakfast, eh?
Maybe some eggs and bacon if you don't mind.
Shannon needs help with pretty much everything that a normal person needs to do. Simple things, really, that we take for granted. She can't do at the moment.
Shannon's husband is such a sweet man. He admits that taking care of his wife has not been easy, but he has come to terms with the fact that he is all she has, and he has to be there for her all the way. That's just beautiful.
All I can think about is eating, and that's pretty much all the time. I just want to eat and make the pain go away, and I can't stop that feeling. I don't know how. So I just keep getting bigger, and my life just keeps getting worse. So my whole life is just staying in this bed and in this room with Simon taking care of me, where I wake up hopeless and go to bed hopeless.
That has got to be the saddest thing ever. Shannon says that she is trapped in an unending cycle where the only thing that makes her happy is the same thing that's killing her and making her life a living hell. Damn, I wonder what made her get to this level.
When her and my dad separated, she left. You know, it was really a big thing in my life, and it really sucked because when Dad and my stepmom were married, things were great. There wasn't a custody battle. They decided that my brothers would go live with her, and I was always a daddy's girl.
Now we're staying to get a clearer picture as to why Shannon is the way she is. When she was much younger, her initial parents split up, and this destabilized her. She doesn't even remember what really happened because, to this day, her parents tell her two different stories.
But my mom had a muscle disease. It's called myotonic dystrophy. So my mom was on disability our whole life, and so she was always tight on money. On top of constantly wanting to eat to feel better, I started getting desperate for food. You know, food was really scarce.
Hold on a minute. Did she just say that her stepdad put a big toe chain around the fridge to stop her from eating? Wow, believe me, I am genuinely shocked. I wonder how much food she was consuming at the age for them to do something like that.
I went to leave and I hear my mom scream. I turn around to go back up into the trailer, and as soon as I turn around, he's standing right there with a loaded .22 pistol pointed at my head. So finally my cousin stepped in the middle of it and got the gun away from him. I went and left and called the cops. He was arrested, and I thought it was better that I left, so I did.
Oh my goodness, that has to be the scariest thing I have ever heard. Shannon has honestly been through so much, and it's sad that it happened at such a young age. Imagine your stepdad pointing a gun at your head. Jeez, that is insane. Can't blame her for loving food, honestly.
She's a beautiful woman.
After just a few months, he asked me to marry him. We got married a few months after that, and we've been together ever since. I moved out of the nursing home and we got a place together. I was only able to leave the nursing home because I had him to care for me.
I think it's fair to say that her husband technically married Shannon and her love for food. Shannon feels bad because food has affected her marriage, and she hates the fact that her husband has to be the one to suffer for her addiction.
I've always looked past the weight, and also the weight's an integral part of the marriage. So once I see the weight start to come off, both our lives will change. It won't be the same. But I'm coming to terms with it because I just want the best for her. If I can provide that, then I'm happy to do it.
The last time I was weighed, I was at 670, and I'm almost 40. So I know I am killing myself with every bite.
Boy, am I glad to hear that. Shannon finally understands that she has to stop eating the way she does and has to start doing something about her weight if she really wants to stay on Earth any longer.
And mobility, okay?
Okay.
All right, so doing that and losing weight is going to be important to do. So you can come to see us. If you travel down in the state you're now.
That went really well. Shannon has been able to reach out to Dr. Now. He tells her that he wants her to try to lose some weight before coming down to Texas to pay him a visit. Looks like she finally built the courage to take the first step in the right direction.
Then she'll just
Spin round.
and then go right down. There you go. There you go.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, Dad. Tell him we need all hands on deck. This is already not good. I'm already where I need more help than my dad and Simon can give me.
Poor Shannon. You can see it on her face that she is about to cry. Shannon is finally ready to make the trip to see the doc, but while trying to get things into the car, she realizes that she can't fit in by herself, and it makes her really emotional.
Okay. On the count of 3, everybody goes. 1, 2, 3, go! No.
Just gotta shimmy.
Go! 3.
Believe me when I tell you this has not been an easy trip for Shannon. She has had to make stops because her body is refusing to cooperate with her. This is her 3rd stop, and at this point, everyone is worried that she might not make it to the hospital.
And she's almost at 740 pounds. So whatever Shannon's weight was a month ago is either the same or higher now. So that's adding even more strain to her system to where she could have developed any number of life-threatening issues, especially with how sedentary she is.
I'm not even going to lie. Everything Dr. Now said about her condition made my heart skip. Shannon is in a serious condition, and there's a high chance that her body is at its limit, and she could have developed a number of life-threatening complications.
Hi, Shannon.
Hello, Dr. Now.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
All right, so we ran some tests and you got multiple health issues, as you know. So we're going to keep you here to address those before it's safe to send you home.
That honestly sounds like the best solution right now. Dr. Now says that she doesn't have any life-threatening conditions, but her health in general is very poor. He wants to keep her in the hospital for a bit before he is ready to send her home.
And I'm stopping, no matter how hungry I am, after I finish. I only get that portion, and I don't eat more than 20 minutes at a time, like the diet says. No more than that, even if I'm starving afterward, because I have to do better this time. And I have to lose the 150 pounds in the next 2 months, no matter what.
Let's hope that she is right. Shannon was eventually sent home, and she and her husband have been working extra hard to make sure that she loses all the weight she can. Let's pray that she's been able to lose a significant amount to get approved for surgery.
If I can't, Dr. Now's gonna say I didn't lose anything or make any progress, and then I'm not getting surgery. So I have to do this. I have the progress. I know I do, but it's not gonna matter if I can't show it. I'm gonna have to stand up again. 1.
Michael hates the fact that he has to be taken care of. For him, it is the most humiliating thing to ever happen to him, and it has destroyed his morale. He is 43 years old, and he has no idea what he could possibly weigh. Can Dr. No help him? Or is this fling to be a terrible failure? Well, his story starts like this.
Because of my size, just basic things are so hard for me now. But thankfully, I'm still able to at least get out of bed. I just can't go far. Usually I can only make it to the couch or the bathroom to freshen up for the day. But it's gotten hard for me because being on my feet gets to be very painful for me.
Trust me, Michael definitely dreads his mornings. He has 0 to no strength to do anything once he is up. His weight has gotten so bad that he only has his bath every few days. Mean, that has got to be very depressing.
Folds one of my creases, it goes fungal. Then things can get bad for me. So Kim has to, powder me up like a baby on the bed.
Oh, baby. Everything is harder for Michael with all that weight. So one of the things is that his skin can get rashy. And so I have to make sure that I help him put lotion on.
Isn't that just cute? Michael's wife says that Michael is her soulmate. She doesn't hide the fact that taking care of him can be very stressful, given the fact that she had to do everything. But that doesn't stop her from being the best wife to him. He is lucky to have her for real.
We have 2 kids too. Xander, who's 17, and Liam, who's 12. so I get the energy to get to the couch, and then I just eat and spend my time there till I fall asleep or get tired and go to bed.
Perfect. Both out of 3.
So most of my day is just spent eating. And I love eating, but I hate how it's literally killing me.
Looks like the only thing that makes him happy is his ability to satisfy his stomach. Even with the fact that he knows that food is killing him, the best part of his day is when he gets to his favorite chair and shoves food down to his stomach.
So I stayed at home, I played video games, and I ate. And that was pretty much my life for a few years. And then things got worse for me when I was 11. My mother had signed me up for a kids' wilderness club thing, and a lot of the meetings were fine. But then we did an overnight camping trip.
Ugh, my God. I can't even imagine how Michael must have felt going through that. He says that he went on a camping trip and that the camp leader was a pedophile. He would have the boys stripped naked and he would do things to them. Jeez, what a traumatizing situation. No kid should ever have to go through such a thing.
By the time I graduated, I was probably close to 400 pounds. But it wasn't holding me back to the point where I felt like I couldn't live my life, because I was able to go to college after high school, and that ended up being a good time for me. College is when I finally got confidence in myself, and I started realizing that my size could be used as an asset, because I was able to get jobs doing things like being a bouncer at the club. I was basically a bodyguard, and I wanted to do that job better. And then that led me into martial arts.
Looks like he found a way to make his weight a tool. At this time, he was already 500 pounds, but that was not a problem for him because he was into martial arts and that made him a better, stronger, and healthier person. But how did that all go wrong?
She had heard about me from a friend of a friend, and as soon as I went to this event, I see this black blur just bolting at me. And then I get tackled by this person, and it was my wife. That was Kimberly.
Michael and I met through a mutual friend.
If you were wondering what love at first sight looked like, I guess this is a perfect example of that. They both admit that they met each other through a mutual friend, and from the moment they saw each other, they fell in love. What a cute love story. And all this happened with Michael weighing over 500 pounds.
So they put me under, going to surgery. I woke up a few hours later, minus a spleen. I was alive, but I was left with all this scarring in my abdomen, and in the end, the scar tissue was too extensive.
I had to shed a tear after hearing that. Apparently, Michael and his wife were both supposed to have gastric bypass surgery. His wife got hers, but Michael could not get his. He got into a really bad accident, and the end result of that was him not having his surgery. That sent him straight into depression, and food has become his best friend ever since.
Today, I'm gonna go try to see Dr. Now. And I am not looking forward to it because I don't like going out in public. But I need to do this. So I'm gonna try and go get in the car and drive to Dr. Now's clinic. And Kim's gonna go with me. So we have someone who's gonna watch the boys for a little while.
Yay! I'm glad he is ready to take that bold step. Michael is about to make a 45-minute drive to see Dr. Now. He has finally agreed that it's time for him to get better and work on his weight. Well, let's hope his body can handle the stress of driving.
I think that you just need to have the mind frame that you need to have right now, okay? If all you can do is just hope for the next step, then that's where you need to be. You now have hope, which is something you've never had.
You know, every other doctor.
For a second there, I legit thought he was going to turn the car around and head back home. Michael was having an argument with his wife about not having hope, and she reassured him that everything was going to be okay, and Dr. Now would take him in as one of his patients.
And I'm about to find out how much help I actually need when the number on that scale comes up. I'm just hoping it's not up to anything like the 700s, because that'll devastate me if I see that. I'm both relieved and upset because my weight's not as high as I was afraid it could be. But that's still a horrible number, you know? No human person should be at that weight.
Phew, in a way that's kind of a relief. Michael is just a little over 600 pounds. He was initially worried that his weight might be heading into the 700s, but thankfully, that's not the case. Now, let's see what the doc has to say about his condition.
I can't just have one chicken breast. Yeah. And, you know, it's like if I have a bowl of rice, my bowl of rice can be 2 or 3 cups of rice at a time. So it's just empty carbs. Or it'll be pasta. It'll be a pound of pasta.
Okay, if you say you eat healthy, but you just eat too much of it.
Well, you really can't blame him for feeling that way. Michael sees the doc and explains to him that the reason he hates stepping out to take walks is because he doesn't like people. And that is because he was molested multiple times as a kid.
We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
We're willing to do it. You tell us what to do and we'll do it.
All right, so I'm gonna bring you some instruction that I mentioned. Then we'll set up an appointment for you to go to therapy.
Okay. Okay.
So just try to change the course of the life that you have right now.
Well said, Dr. Now. Well said. The doc explains to Michael's wife that he needs to run some tests before he is sure that Michael can even have weight loss surgery due to the accident he had in the past. But first, Michael needs to visit therapy.
Hi, great to meet you guys. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, thank you.
Have a safe drive back up.
Hey, thank you so much.
To this homework.
I really enjoyed meeting Michael. He's super smart, and I think that that's going to be an asset to him. But I think, unfortunately, he's used his intelligence to create a lot of barriers to his current function.
Knowing Michael, that is not going to be an easy task for him. The therapist says that Michael is holding a lot of his last traumas, and he is not ready to let go of them. In order for him to move forward, he needs to accept his past and focus on what's ahead of him. Hopefully, he is able to do that.
And that with the scar tissue is going to prevent us from performing weight loss surgery on him. But what we may be able to do is attempt a hernia repair and use that as an opportunity to try to remove as much of the scar tissue as we can. And then if we are able to do that, see if all that is enough to resolve the issue so we can perform weight loss surgery.
Looks like Michael might not have an easy way out. The doc says that he has a lot of scar tissue in his stomach, and before anything can be done, he needs to lose 100 to 150 pounds of fat before the next move can be taken. Phew, can he do that?
It'll turn out just like I was afraid it would from the beginning, with another shattered dream on the floor for me. But I'm trying to stay as positive as I can right now and not focus on any negative. But it's hard without Kim. She helps center me, so I'm just struggling because of how much is going to be determined by the number on the scale. You know, it's impossible not to fixate on it and worry.
Like he said, it's progress, but not good progress. The doc wanted him to lose between 100 and 150 pounds, and he has been able to lose just a fraction of that. Let's see what his judgment will be.
Well, that's getting harder for you over this amount of time. But the fact is still that you have to lose enough weight to take the pressure off your abdomen so the surgery will be possible.
So you don't think 100 pounds is close enough to do the endoscopy?
No.
Okay.
You need to get closer to losing 150 pounds before we're ready to do that. Maybe next time, if you stick with it and get back on track, okay?
Very soon, Tammy might not have the ability to get out of bed if she keeps eating the way she does. All she does is eat, and at the age of 41, she has no idea what her weight could be. Either she starts to work on her without, or she might just lose her life. This is how she starts her journey.
Because of the strain I have on it. And every day it gets worse, because every day something new hurts. And I just feel like I'm trapped in this body. Living like this is torment. And I hate it because I've let things get to the point where my daughters have to live with me to take care of me.
Wow, Tammy feels really bad about her condition because she is practically unable to do anything for herself. She stays with her daughters, and they are the ones who help her with every single thing she needs to do or wants to do.
Constantly have to have someone looking after me. And, you know, even my mom had to move in recently, too, to help out, too, since I have trouble doing anything by myself.
Within the past year or so, I've noticed she's having a harder time. So I stopped working at my full-time job and pretty much started doing home health for her. I help her out with a lot because it's way more difficult for her to do.
If we're being honest, Tammy's daughter loves her mom a lot. She says that she understands the fact that she enables her mother and doesn't allow her to do anything. But that's just because she loves her mom and does not want to see her in any pain or discomfort.
I think when you become accustomed to eating so much, you don't know how to stop. But I'm the one portioning her food. And in the past, I have enabled her. It became a pattern for me. If she wanted it, I would get it. No wasn't in my vocabulary. You know, I always tried to give them what they wanted when I could.
Looks like the guilt is going around everyone in the family. Tammy's mother also explains that she has never been able to tell her daughter no. Whenever Tammy wanted something or wanted to eat anything, she wouldn't hesitate to prepare it for her. The funny thing is, her mom eats the way Tammy does.
Me, my brother, and my mom. But you know, as a kid, it was very hard. I didn't know anyone. All of our family was back in California. I didn't have any friends, so food became all I had for a while. That was how I dealt with the loneliness in my life then, by eating.
In a way, I think we can blame Tammy's mom for how she turned out. Apparently, when she was much younger, there were no restrictions on food. But then again, Tammy's mother was just being the best mom she could be by giving her daughter anything she wanted.
It was a very happy time in my life. And when I was with them was when I had my 3 children. First, my oldest, Deontay. Then a year after that, I had my daughter, Serenity. And then 2 years after that, I had my youngest, Alize. I got to be over 400 pounds over those years.
That's actually so cute. Tammy says that even with her weight, she met a man who loved her and never made her feel like her weight was a problem. It's always good to have a supportive partner to do life with you.
I'll never forget the moment I found out what had happened. He was murdered. He had a jealous girlfriend. She thought if he would come and see his children, he was with me, and she stabbed him with a knife twice in the heart. And when I heard that, I was devastated.
Damn, you can tell that her heart was broken into a million pieces. Tammy's relationship with her partner went on for 5 years, but they eventually split. They still loved each other, of course. But what broke her was when she found out that his jealous girlfriend had stabbed him with a knife. She just couldn't handle the news.
And do what you want, so I know something has to change. I have to change. If I don't do something different, I could very well die, because my body parts could give out at any moment. My heart could stop, my lungs could stop, even my knees could give out and I fall, hit my head.
Man, am I glad to hear that. Tammy has come to terms with the fact that if she doesn't do something about her current weight and eating habit, she might not be around to play the role of a grandmother for her grandkids, and that is going to be devastating.
So I'll have their help to do this and make it there, which is very important because my mom and my daughter are definitely my support system. I have a family that's behind me.
Wait, let me step down.
And that's the only reason I feel confident I'm going to be able to do this.
It's really good to see that Tammy's mother wants to learn how to be better for her daughter. They are all packed and ready to hit the road and meet up with Dr. Now. Let's hope she doesn't weigh something out of the ordinary.
Starting point is reasonable, and I'm where I think I am because I've known I'm around 600. I fluctuate, some above, some below that, but at the same time, I also know. It's been a while since I weighed myself, so I'm worried that the number is higher than I think it is in my head.
Well, she is right about that. Tammy is in the hospital with her mom, and her weight is just slightly below 600 pounds. In a way, that's kind of a relief, because she thought that she would weigh over 600 pounds. Oh well, let's see what Dr. Now thinks about that.
All right, that's good. But Tammy, this is all still going to be up to you. All right, so this is a life changer that you have to do to change your life to be able to live longer. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do that, okay?
Yes.
So if something happened to you in the state your body is in, like a cold or you fall, that's going to be first domino, push everything. You're not going to survive through it.
Haha, I can't believe the last time she was under 150 pounds was when she was in junior high. Well, the doc tells her that if she values her life, she needs to take control of what goes into her body, and that means stopping all the junk food she's been eating. Of course, the doc doesn't hide the fact that it's not going to be easy.
It's more encouragement to keep pushing myself every day and to not slow down. Even with how hard it is, I intend to succeed at this. And that's what I am working toward every day because I don't have a lot of time with my next appointment in a month. Don't walk with me, Bobo.
For someone who almost never gets out of the house, Tammy is making some serious progress. It's been 2 months now, and the doc wanted her to meet a certain target. She feels like she has and is ready to go for her next appointment. Is this her green card for surgery?
No, it is a sexual time. But are you still sticking to your diet and doing the exercises?
No, not completely.
So have you lost any more weight?
I haven't lost any more, but I haven't gained either.
Well, I'm glad you're not gaining, but you need to keep losing because you still have a lot of strain in your body that you need to reduce. And that's only going to happen if you lose a lot more weight.
I know, Dr. Now, and I take that seriously. And I'm trying to do that as much as I can.